Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here on yet another video. We have 3 cars lined up today. It's actually a very easy day. Honestly, I didn't have to come out to help Lex at all. He could do it all by himself. But if I want to record a day of details, well, guess what? I have to come out to every job site and be there so you guys can see what's going on. But today it's just an engine cleaning. It's on a, I don't know what it is, a maintenance cleaning on, I don't know what it is, because the client rotates through his like 5 vehicles. And then the last one is just a premium wash and a interior cleaning on a Lambo Aventador, whatever it's called. But overall, it's like we're only making like, I think like $390 or $350 today. So there's 3 cars. They're all super easy to clean, but I'll take you along and we'll talk about a few things. All right, so let's say you want to make $2,000 per week. Well, it sounds crazy, right? But it's actually quite simple. Let's say that you have 1 customer a day, just 1, and you only have to work 5 days out of the week. And every customer that you service has to average out around $500 per vehicle, right? Per customer. Now that might sound like a lot, but let's just say that you do an interior that averages out to $250, and then you do the exterior for $250. So you do that 5 times per week. That's $2,000, and that's $10,000 per month working on 1 customer per day, 5 days out of the week. And that'd be around like roughly 8 hours working per day. So now that doesn't sound too bad, right? But the problem with everything I just said is it's playing the what if game, right? What if you get 1 customer a day? What if it's $500 a day? What if it's $250 and $250? What if it's only 8 hours? If you play the what if game with literally anything, you always make a winning argument, okay? If you play the what if game, you will always come out on top. The problem with that though is that once you actually start implementing that what if game, everything goes completely wrong and you're not going to get anywhere the results that you want, that you hoped for, based on that what if game. So if you are planning with your business, if you do want to make X amount of money, if you do want to do this or do that, whatever it is across the board with your business, you can't play the what if game. So the title, a little bit clickbaity, but hey, like I want to drive the point home that it's not just about saying, oh well, if I write this on a piece of paper, if I have 8 hours to do this and 3 hours to do that, and then I'm gonna do this. It never goes to plan as you write it on a piece of paper. Once you actually get out there and start doing the actual work, everything changes. So look, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer with what I just said about things are gonna go wrong when you actually get going, because that's just the actual truth, that what you think is gonna take place versus what actually happens in your life and in your business are gonna be black and white, night and day, complete polar opposites of what's actually going to take place. So instead of saying like, okay, like this is the exact plan I'm gonna get 1 customer a day, $500 a day, 8 hours per detail. Instead of that, you need to have a more like strategic look at what's gonna take place. And a lot of this, and I've been getting a lot of questions all the time of like, hey, does this business model work? Hey, can I do this? Hey, if I'm part-time, can I still do this? Hey, if I'm full-time, can I do this? Hey, if I can only do this, is that gonna be successful? And if whatever it may be, whether you want to do interior cleaning, whether you want to do maintenance, whether you want to do paint correction, whether it's just part-time for the next 5 years, whether you want to make 6 figures, whether you want to, whatever the case may be, if you have a plan in place and execute over however long needed, you can reach your goals. That's basically it. So if you want to do interiors, that's fine. If you just want to do paint correction, that's fine. If you just want to do maintenance, that's fine. If you just want to do car washing, it's fine. All of those will be okay if you know how to implement a proper plan to execute and reach your goals. So then what is the right way, or how do you go about implementing a strategy? Well, there's only a few core things you have to focus on in order for your business to grow. It's only but a few things, right? Customer service, customer experience, and then of course, generating leads that turn into customers to pay you for your services. Those are like the main components that you need to focus on in your business. And to be a bit more specific, it's you have to generate a consistent flow of qualified leads on a daily basis in order to grow your business to whatever you want it to be. Okay, you need to generate a consistent flow of qualified leads on a daily basis. This means you need people to call you for your services, to ask about your pricing, and just inquire about what you offer on a daily basis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phone calls a day, or 5 people reaching out to you, will dramatically change your business and help you do a lot more things, whether just make more money, service more customers, hire people, get a shop, get a second van. Because I asked the other day where you guys see yourselves 5 to 10 years, and surprisingly a lot of the answers was like, hey, I want to shop with multiple employees, I want multiple vans, I want to be in different cities or different states. And a lot of that starts now. Like if that's your plan 5-10 years down the road, then all of that starts now of doing the proper marketing, having the proper operations, having the proper mindset to start setting up the foundation, so that in 5-10 years you're actually where you want to be. Not 4 years from now you're like, I still don't have that many customers, I'm still not making the money I want, I'm still having trouble getting my pricing down. That's not where you want to be. And we're here on the second job site. Again, just a maintenance cleaning on this BMW. It actually is pretty dirty. It is ceramic coating and there's PPF on the front end. I'm sorry for all the noise. Right next to the highway, there's an inflatable tube man right there. So there's quite a bit of noise going on right now. But this one, the exterior is actually, but like it does need to be thoroughly cleaned. The wheels are dirty. There's a lot of just dirt on the paintwork, and on the inside, it's probably not that bad. But again, another hour and a half-ish, and that'll be it for this one. But going to my previous point is that if you want to generate that consistent flow of qualified leads on a daily basis, then you have to focus on marketing. You can't just be a technician for the next 3, 4, 7, 10 years of your business. I mean, I guess you could, but you're going to be very limited in the growth that you're going to see because you're only technician focused, meaning you're only worried about that scratch, that stain, that product, the chemical formula. I mean, that you really, there's almost no relevance to you learning the chemical makeup or what like how microfiber towels are made. I remember I used to listen to podcasts and read about GSMs and microfiber and what's this and what's that, and looking back at it, I'm like, what was the point of any of that, right? No customer asks me, hey, what about this and this and that. It's it doesn't matter, right? It really does not matter to learn that technical minute details of whatever. So you can't just be technician focused. You have to be more marketing business focused, not just technician. And don't get me wrong, you have to be a technician, right? You have to learn your craft, you have to master your craft. But that's just the common factor, the common denominator across everyone. We all have to be that. But aside from that, everything else we have to do is business and marketing. So that's gonna be what? Facebook ads, Instagram ads. That's gonna be just organic Instagram. That's gonna be search engine optimization. That's gonna be Google ads. There's so many methods that you can focus on to really grow your business. And again, I'm not here to tell you which one's like best, because any of those could work if you put in the necessary time and energy to really capitalize and get the most results out of that one channel. So it's not saying, hey, is Facebook ads gonna work? Hey, will Instagram organic work? Hey, will SEO work? All of those will work if you know what you're doing. And then we have Lex right here. Let's see what he needs. What up?
Got a situation.
We have a situation. This is the first time you're hearing it. What's up? You see, things don't always turn out how you want them. We had that Lambo at 12:30. Something happened. Rescheduled for tomorrow at 9. And then at 12, we have a one-step polish on a 540i. Like I mentioned in the other video, is that there's gonna be good days, there's gonna be bad days. Starting off with this day, it was going to be an easy day. Like, there wasn't much going on to this day. It's not like we had like an amazing revenue day or anything. So it was going to be overall a chill day. The last customer just whatever. So we just moved them to tomorrow at 9, and then we have the one-step polish. And it is what it is. Like, things are going to happen. It's not always going to go your way. There's going to be times where like you're expecting this $700 detail, and then they reschedule or they cancel, and you're like, oh my god, like, I was really hoping on this one to pay the bills or for this and that. And look, it's gonna happen. It's a part of being in business, right? Like, if everything was always going up and there was never any bad things, well, then a lot more people would be a lot more successful. And that's just not how it goes. So you gotta take the bad with the good. Again, this one today, it's not really bad, but just kind of communicating that to you guys, that there's gonna be plenty of bads with the goods. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier in the video that on this October 23rd, which is a Friday, I'll be launching my online course again, Detailing as a Business. It'll only be open for like a few days, so if you're interested in enrolling into my online course, just download the guide or follow me on Instagram and you'll hear more about it. But anyways, wrapping the video up in terms of what we talked about is that however much money you want to make, right? Doing whatever services or whatever business model you want to do, any of that will work if you just focus on the main core principles. And it's much easier said than done, right? Like I said, like, it's gonna be your customer service, customer experience, right? It's gonna be understanding your craft and being able to offer, right, high quality services. And then it's marketing and sales. And that's basically the grunt of the things that you have to focus on. Like, it's not many things. Like, as far as big picture wise, like, yes, inside of marketing, there's so many things you have to do. Inside of detailing, there's so many things you have to do. Inside of whatever else, there's so many things you have to do. Like, of course that's gonna happen, but I'm saying, like, if you take a step back and you're like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? You're only going to be doing like one thing at a time. So like back when I really caught wind of like what I'm supposed to do with my business back in 2014, 15, the number one thing that I did, and like everything else was on the back burner, was marketing, was my SEO. Once the calls started coming in, once I started generating leads, once I actually started booking up my calendar, then it's like, oh, okay, now let me focus on this part of detailing, or let me focus on efficiency, or let me focus on this portion. So your business journey is always going to be just solving problems. Like, you're never not going to have any problems. You're always in the pursuit of like coming up with a new solution. So like when you first get started, your main problem is what? Hey, I need customers. I need my first bit of, I need to make revenue, right? So you're just focused on, hey, I need customers. And then you start getting like a little bit of customers, and then you're like, okay, now I need to raise my prices. So now it's like, okay, now you're going to learn how to raise your prices. And then you're like, man, like I want to go into wet sanding and correction. So now you start to learn that part. And then so it's always going to be an evolving thing. Like, you're never just going to be stagnant and be like, you never just start and you're like, hey, like I'm going to be the exact same way I am now 5 years from now. No, so there's always going to be new problems that come into your business, right? So like right now, we want to figure out, hey, how do we consistently get to 3 to 5 cars a day instead of 2 to 4 cars a day? You know, like how can we consistently get to 3 to 5 cars a day still within a 7 to 8 hour window. Like how do we solve that problem now? And it's just different problems that you can have at different points in your business. Like when you first get started, how do I get 1 customer? How do I get 2 customers this week? Now at this point, how do we get 15 customers this week? How do we get 20 customers this week? How do we go from $4,000 to $8,000 to $12,000 a month? When do we hire someone? So you're always gonna have problems in your business. That's never gonna stop. It's just what type of problem are you having contextually to where you are in your business. Don't try to jump the gun and be like, oh man, like I think I need a shop already. Like that's what's gonna change my business. All the meanwhile, you have like 2 customers per week and you still have a full-time or part-time job. So don't jump the gun just because you think you're supposed to do something when you're not ready to do that. Okay, like don't think about, hey, like, so another like, just I've got this question a few times, but they'll ask me like, hey, should I open up a new phone? Should I get a new phone line just for business and should I keep one for personal? And like, to me, like that never even crossed my mind. Like I just figured like this was years ago, like years ago. I use my personal phone as my business phone number. I didn't give it any second thoughts. I was just like, you know what, like this is just what I have. I don't want to open up another line. It doesn't make sense. Like I have no customers. Like why am I gonna open up another line? Fast forward, let's say 7 years now, and all I did, right? I didn't ask for help. I didn't like look this up. I just thought this is what I would do. All I did was I changed my personal, turned it to my work phone, and I got a new phone number. And that's it. And that's all I had to do. But like when people ask me like such minute questions like that, like, hey, should I get a new business phone? And it's like, you don't even have customers. You're not even making money yet. So don't try to jump the gun and do things that you're not really ready to do. Okay? Like for us at this point, like right now, we're already looking at like, okay, like we're gonna get a new van. So what are things we have to buy for that new van? Or like, hey, what do we have to do to start to focus on the paint correction side, and how do we do that to be the most efficient? But obviously for us, that makes sense because we're already going towards the weight and we have that volume. You can't ask these same questions when you barely have 2 customers per week and you don't even have your pricing down. Okay, so it's all of like, definitely focus on what you need to focus on at the time of what you need, right? Like if you need customers, your number one thing should be customers. If you get customers and you want to increase your pricing, then learn how to be more efficient and raise your prices and learn that. If you're having problem with whatever, like, so focus on what you need to focus on. Don't just do something because you think like that's the next thing or cool thing you're supposed to do. Hopefully I didn't go all over the place on this one. I'll wrap it up right here. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns in the description box. Again, if you want to be notified on the course that opens up on October 23rd, which is a Friday, just download the guide, the ultimate guide, down below to get on the email list, or follow me on Instagram, or just pay attention to my YouTube videos and you'll get more information about that. But October 23rd, Friday, I'll see you in the next one.